Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. In this video, my group and I will be presenting on the political ethnic base and its effect on the society. The DAP or the Democratic Action Party is a Chinese-dominated political party in Malaysia and was established initially for all citizens regardless of their social status, race or religion. And the DAP was not a Chinese party when it was created, although the membership comprised more non-Malays than Malays. At the beginning, it carries the ideological reasons that is democratic socialism. Over the decades, the Chineseness of the DAP started to show after a series of political events happened in Malaysia. For instance, the new economic policy that failed to protect the rights and needs of non-Malays, and the May 30 racial riots in 1969 that increased quota for Malays in the civil service, college and university. And eventually, the DAP became full Chinese party. While UMNO has always dominated the alliance, and ever since the 2008 general elections, it has ruled with an ever-great hegemony. The criticism is that UMNO continues to manipulate the ethnic and religious sentiment and move away from protecting the Malay interests. And it was said that the party has a strong ethnicity centric by an assertion Bumiputra policy, which is purportedly dependent on the majority population and left the minority behind. After the May 13 racial riot in 1969, UMNO became more dominant under a new coalition Barisan Nasional. Opposition parties such as PAS, Gerakan, People Progressive Party and Sarawak United People's Party opted to join new ruling coalition, which won a landslide victory in 1974 general elections. It is safe to say that even parties are not based on one ethnicity, they are expected to champion each ethnic group interests, which include Bumiputra, preferential policies and many more, to strive for the amenable compromises.
So today I will be explaining about what shape a political party or politician to carry out a policy in Malaysia. So as we all know, politicians and a lobby group, they work really close with each other. Besides the voters, lobby groups are the pillars behind the political party or politician. The lobby group will bring the concerns of the people, the concerns of the people, because they have a direct connection, or because they work directly with the politician. So the one that are able to influence political party or the politician is the lobby group, through the political process, by supporting the politicians, that hold the interest of the belief of the lobby group. So the lobby group who only support political party or politicians that would only bring benefit to the group, and to ensure that the politicians remain relevant, and to ensure that the politicians remain in power for a long time, they will bring the concerns and the problem of the people with them. And this is because politicians can be voted out of power as easily as how they were voted in. And the lobby group play the significant role in ensuring that the politicians hear all the concerns of the people. And the lobby group will try to influence the politicians, the policy maker, during the policy making process. The lobby group create an opportunity for the politicians to really understand or know the feeling of their voters. So it's this is why lobby group are very important during the decision making of a policy.
The can see that political-based ethnicity causes more separation between races in Malaysia. For example, in the case of Donzong rejects Jawi script lessons. In August 2009, the federal government drew flag for announcing the introductions of Qad or Jawi calligraphy for primary 4 vernacular schools students started in 2020. Before that, Jawi is writing system used for writing the Malay language and several other languages of Southeast Asia such as Acehnese, Banjaris, Kerinci, Minangkabau and Tausung before the colonization of Malaya. The Education Ministry said that vernacular school will only teach the Jawi script at the basic level instead of Qad calligraphy. And following the discussion by the Cabinet, the Ministry said that introductory lessons will stay in vernacular schools, but only with the consent from the students and Students' Parent Association, or also known as PTA. We also reiterated that Cabinet's decision that the Jawi lessons take up only 3 pages in Bahasa Malaysia textbook and will not be subject to any test or examination. Jawi is expected students to fulfill the language activity. However, Chinese Association Group Donzong Chinese and Chinese-based NGO want the state branches of the Chinese School Management Board Association to hold a meeting and refuse the implementation of Jawi script lessons in their vernacular schools. And Donzong president at that time, Tan Tai Kim, held a submitted memorandum to the Education Ministry insisting on the inclusion of school boards in the decision-making process of the introduction of Jawi.
And now I'll continue with my part, which is I will highlight on the issue of the obsession towards racial-based politics. So the obsession with racial-based politics can actually contaminate and corrupt the society. Malaysia is currently in need of a fair and inclusive kind of government to actually serve the public needs, the society needs as a whole, and not only based on the interests of each races. So for over 50 years, we have had the Barisan Nasional Government, which is dominated by a particular ethnic group, to the point to see another Malaysian that is non-Bumiputra or non-Malay appointed to any senior positions in the Malaysian government is not a usual thing that we can see in the government or in the politics of Malaysia. So even though Malaysia is practicing Islamic religion, Islam does not condone to racial discrimination. Therefore, it was said that this kind of situation hurts the integrity and image of Islamic religion. We need to decontaminate the future by removing the emphasis on race. However, it is not an easy thing to do because the racial-based politics in Malaysia has started decades ago. But we as Malaysians, we can start taking small steps by respecting all kind of races, and we can help each other to unleash our own hidden potentials, so that we can contribute to the well-being of our nation, and despite of our own races and social status. The fight on political divide between the elite political Malays also needs to stop, and by only this way we can value and empower everyone to have this sense of belonging, and eventually making it possible to have a fair and inclusive kind of government in Malaysia. To conclude, we have to remember that the sign of peace is not just with the absence of war, but also with the presence of justice. So this has to be practiced and felt in so many tangible ways. And I think that's all from our group. Thank you.